Training begins at the gym. Gold's Gym in Venice Beach, California is considered the mecca of bodybuilding. Whether you are an amateur or a pro, the goal is to become ripped and shredded, to see the physiology and shape of the muscle through the skin. For some people, no matter how hard they train, if they do not have the proper genetics, they will never achieve the desired look.
Genetics, you have to have proper skeletal system. You got to have wide shoulders, you got to have narrow waist, hips, you got to be in proportion.
See, what I'm doing is shoulders or delts. And the reason I wrap the dumbbells with these is because I can't really grip the weight during the course of the exercise because the weight gets pretty heavy on my hands.
Bodybuilder Craig Titus has been training for 11 years, 8 of which has been geared towards becoming a professional athlete.
Because I'm dieting, I'm just burning interstitial fat out of my muscle, shaping my muscle, and creating a look that I need for stage rather than trying to build, so I lighten the weight to avoid injury. See, that got heavy. That got heavy as hell.
The idea is to sculpt your muscles to fit your skeletal frame, to have the least amount of body fat in proportion to actual muscle size. Heavier weight creates more mass. Less weight with increased repetitions creates more definition.
This past year was the biggest I've ever gotten. I was 274. I'm 5'9". I still have to put another 15 pounds of muscle on.
The amateurs, I mean, they're just so hungry because they want to get to where, you know, like the Ronnie Colemans and the Flex Wheelers and the Chris Cormiers and the Nassers and all these, you know, the guys that they're idolizing in the magazines.
Amateur bodybuilder Travis Wojek trains alongside the pros. At age 20, he is just entering the sport on a competitive level as a natural bodybuilder.
It's a tough thing coming into the bodybuilding world because everybody tells you what you should be doing. And coming in, especially as an amateur and as a beginner, you have to realize that everybody's an expert. Everybody's an expert on their own body, and you have to find what works good for you. This exercise here is one of the greatest isolation bicep workouts. With the elbow against the leg, keeps it in a position where it's always tensed. So the veins coming out real nicely here. It means they like this exercise.
Across town, Stan McQuay starts his day at the gym.
Trying to wake up.
Like Travis, Stan is a natural bodybuilder.
Dying today.
After attaining 3 black belts in the martial arts, Stan has been building muscle for 10 years. This year, he turns pro.
Bodybuilding is definitely growing in the aspect of different types of people. Come on, wake up. Especially now that the natural shows are coming up, you don't have to be a freak anymore, and they can see that, hey, we can just take natural supplements and compete. I'm not trying to get big and huge, you know. I try to stay nice and symmetrical, still pleasing to the average person, so that when they come to a competition, they can actually say, I'd like to look like that, and it is easily obtainable. Not easily, but it is obtainable.
I see definitely a push for natural bodybuilding. I see guys that are training in the gym, they want to look cut, they want to look muscular, but they don't want to look huge.
First of all, it's the hardest sport in the world to turn pro at.
When you're professional, you can make money at it. And when you're amateur, you don't.
Basically, the difference is when you become a professional bodybuilder, you get paid for absolutely everything you do. Photo shoots, magazine covers, endorsements, guest posing, seminars, guest speaking, and even your prize money. And in an amateur, you don't get paid prize money.
In several weeks, Travis Wojek and Stan McQuay will be competing in the bodybuilding competition, Muscle Mania. Open to amateurs as well as professionals. Its distinction is that it is a natural bodybuilding contest.
I qualified to become a pro back in May in New York, and I'm entering this competition as a pro. So it's going to be a little bit different, a little more pressure. Now there's money involved, so it's a lot more at stake here.
Being involved in a sport, you always want to rise to the highest ranks as possible in that sport. That's why you're in it, to rise to the top, to be the best. If I can become a pro being natural without taking the drugs and being healthy and inspiring people to be healthy, just wait and see. If that is possible, I will do it.
What is perfection? The classic sculpted Michelangelo's David, or the Farnese Hercules, the massive, more developed look? As the aesthetics of the body have changed, so have the physiques.
Now, bodybuilding has always been dominated by the heavily massive developed physique.
Today on stage, you have to be as big as you can be, as muscular as you can be, as ripped you can be, and as freaky as you can be. You have to be like that, otherwise you're not going to win the competition.
I'm the leanest guy to ever win the Mr. Olympia contest, especially 3 times. When I won it, at 5'9", I weighed 190, between 185 and 190. Today in bodybuilding competition, if you're not 250, you're considered thin.
When you go to competition like the Mr. Olympia competition, you want to see guys looking freaky. You want to see the bigger guy come out, a 22-inch arm. Holy mackerel, look at it, boom, boom, flexing, rocking the whole stage. People getting fired up. They want to see that. That's what it takes in bodybuilding. People want to see those guys looking so freaky. The audience loves it.